In this video I'm going to help you understand what rehabilitation relief really means and provide you with some tips so you can maximize your tax deduction in this year, but most importantly, will help you to be prepared for the next year. Things like what can and cannot be deducted under this relief, how much it is and how to correctly calculate it, what conditions must be met to use it, and where to put that information into your tax form. First of all, let's note who can benefit from this relief. The rehabilitation relief is for disabled individuals as well as for those who support disabled persons, such as spouses, own and adopted children, foreign children raised, parents, siblings, stepfathers, stepmothers, sons-in-law, and daughters-in-law, who incur appropriate expenses. It should be added here that if both the disabled person and the caregiver incur rehabilitation expenses for one of them, and both want to take advantage of this deduction, the income of the disabled person cannot exceed 16,061 Polish zlotys and 28 groszy. This is the amount valid for taxation year 2022. It is worth checking the current amount each year. Now, according to Polish law, a disabled person is someone who has a disability certificate belonging to one of the three disability groups or someone who has a pension due to complete incapacity to work. If you want to know more about these groups and where to get a disability certificate, leave a comment down below. Don't forget also to subscribe, so you won't miss any of the video about taxes relief and many other tips related to life in Poland. Now let's continue with our taxes relief. In Poland, we have three types of expenses: limited, unlimited and drug/medicine expenses. From the unlimited ones, we can deduct the entire amount of the incurred expenses, but from the limited ones, only 2,280 Polish zlotys can be deducted. For medicines expenses we can deduct only the amount above 100 Polish zlotys. Examples of limited expenses may include the payment of guides for blind persons, the use of a passenger car owned by a disabled person, or the purchase of anatomical inserts. The list of unlimited expenses is much longer, such as rehabilitation equipment, rehabilitation stays, adoption and equipment for homes, and many others. I have included a detailed list of both categories in the description. The tax relief specifically related to the purchase of medicines is calculated differently. It is not included in either the limited or unlimited expenses, although it is closer to the latter. The deduction for drugs applies only to the difference between the actually incurred expenses in each month and the amount of 100 Polish zlotys. The deduction can only be used if a specialist doctor determines that the disabled person should use specific medicines, permanently or temporarily. The basis is the doctor's recommendation, written. This means that not all medicines are deductible, for example, over-the-counter medicines such as dietary supplements. These are medicines that are listed in the Register of Medicinal Products authorized for sale in the territory of the Republic of Poland. Note that nutritional supplements such as Ensure, Fortimel and Nutri-Drinks can be deducted, but a certificate/discharge summary from a specialist doctor stating that the patient with cystic fibrosis needs to take them is required. Also, a pharmacy receipt is not evidence of expenditure on rehabilitation purposes. You must always remember to keep proof of the amount of expenses incurred, such as invoice, confirmation of transfer, etc. Of course, we must also have a valid document confirming that the person is disabled. In the case of being a caregiver for a disabled person, a proof of kinship with that person is required. Let's now check two examples in numbers. Example 1. Tomasz is a person with disabilities and spent money on prescribed medicines. In January he spent 5 Polish zlotys, in February 120, in March 200, in April 300 and in May, 20. Tomasz also went to a paid rehabilitation stay, costing 1,000 Polish zlotys, and drove his own car to rehabilitation treatments, costing 3,000 Polish zlotys. None of the expenses were subsidized or financed from other sources. How much can Tomasz deduct from his income? So from medicines costs, the deduction amount is the excess of medicines over 100 Polish zlotys per month. So, from January, where he spent 5 Polish zlotys, minus 100 is minus 95, the amount is less than 100, so this expense will not be deducted. For February is 120, minus 100 equals to 20. March, 200, minus 100 equals to 100. April, 300, minus 100 is 200. And May, 20, minus 100 is minus 85, the amount is less than 100, so this expense will not be deducted. Amount to be deducted here is 20 plus 100 plus 200 equals 320 Polish zlotys. His rehabilitation stay. This is an expense from unlimited expenses, which means it is an expense that is fully deductible. Therefore, Tomasz can deduct as much as he spent, which is 1,000 Polish zlotys. By using his own car for necessary treatments, this is an expense from limited expenses, which means the deductible amount is no more than 2,280 Polish zlotys. Tomasz spent 3,000 on this, but he can deduct only 2,280. Tomasz's deduction from the rehabilitation relief is 320 plus 1,000 plus 2,280 equals 3,600 Polish zlotys. This amount should be written in that field, position 27 in Pit O. Example 2. Artur is the brother of Magda, who has a disability and is dependent on him. In 2022, Magda earned 8,000 Polish zlotys. A special bathtub with a seat for people with disabilities was installed for Magda, costing 1,500, and Artur drove Magda in his car to necessary medical treatments, costing 2,000. The company fund for the rehabilitation of persons with disabilities subsidized the installation of the bathtub by 1,200. How much can Artur deduct from his income? Magda did not earn more than 16,061 Polish zlotys and 28 groszy, so Artur is entitled to a rehabilitation relief. Artur has documents confirming the expenses for the installation of the bathtub. The installation is an expense from unlimited expenses, adaptation of the apartment to the needs of disability, which means the expense is fully deductible. However, in this case, the installation of the bathtub was subsidized by other sources, SFRON, in the amount of 1,200. Therefore, Artur can deduct only 300 Polish zlotys, 1,500 minus 1,200, for this expense. The cost of driving Magda in the car to treatments is within the limited expenses. Here Artur can deduct no more than 2,280. Artur spent 2,000 on driving, so he can deduct the full expense. Artur can deduct a rehabilitation relief of 300 for bathtub, plus 2,000 for driving the car, equals 2,300 Polish zlotys from his income. This value should be written in that field, position 27 in Pit O. Alright, that's all for now. I hope this video helped you get the idea about rehabilitation relief in Poland. In my other videos, I'm covering other types of relief, and there are quite a few in Poland that you may not even know about or aren't sure of. Make sure to leave a comment about what you liked in this or what you didn't like, or what you'd like to learn more about when it comes to tax relief. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any information about taxes or any other advice about life in Poland. Take care and talk to you soon.